Hey guys, I guess we're doing a Pokemon tier list. A while ago, I made one of these and I didn't post it because it was supposed to be a Patreon exclusive. I didn't end up making a Patreon, so I'm re-recording it because I feel like in retrospect, unlike the Trip World video, I can redo this. It's fine, and I feel like my opinions were kind of weird in some of the last one. So there's top tier, great, good, okay, and awful. Um, these are the ones I played. So I picked Pearl instead of Diamond when I was a kid. I picked Red instead of Blue, that kind of thing. Um, but it'll pretty much be talking about both. Like Red will be Red and Blue, Gold will be Gold and Silver, that kind of thing. Um, I'm also including Colosseum and XT because they play close enough to Pokemon games and they're fresh enough in my memory that I can rank them, I think, and include them. Um, I guess note that this is all my opinion and that I have hot takes with Pokemon. Know that I love this series. It's like it used to be my favorite video game series. It's might still be. It's hard to say, but it's at least way up there. I've played these games more times than you can count, dozens of times each, and I just have hot takes. Is all that I'm trying to say. So be wary of that. Um, let's start with X and Y. Uh, I think they're good. I think they're good enough. Like, I don't. They have issues. I think they don't look the best, but they look better than Sun and Moon in the later ones because I prefer the style that they went with for X and Y, the chibi style kind of. Um, the color washing's awful. Like everyone complains about that. The difficulty's awful. I don't like Mega Evolution, but I think there's enough good stuff here. I like the quality of life features. I like how easy playing online was. You just touch the bottom screen. That's all you needed to do. Wonder Trading is great. I love like almost all of the new Pokemon. The starters are great. I like the region. It's nice and varied with enough stuff to do. Um, I like all three of the main legendaries. I like a lot about this game. I don't think they're great. The level curve's bad. The difficulty's bad. I don't like what they did with the experience share. I think there's really good things about it. I just think they're okay. Like, I think it's good. I think it's a step above okay. It's just not the best, but I think they get a bad rap and people hate on them too much. Like I get disliking it, but people fucking hate this game, and I don't think that's fair. But um, I guess we're moving on to the next one. I don't want to do Emerald because I haven't done Ruby. This is gonna be the hard part. Like Emerald is way better. Like Emerald's way better than Ruby. That doesn't make Ruby bad, but they're not on the same tier if that makes sense. So mm, I'm gonna put Ruby in good also because Gen 3 is the one I'm biased to. It's the one I played the most, the one that I love the most, like in terms of nostalgia. It's the one I played, the one I loved. Like I love a lot of the Pokemon. It was like the thing that got me really into Pokemon. I liked Yellow. I liked Gen 2 at the time. Don't anymore, but we'll get to that. But I adored Ruby and Emerald and all that. There's not a lot to say because I want to save it for Emerald, but I don't want to talk about two Gen 3 games in a row, so we're going to mix it up. I'm going to pick something else for the next one. Let's do Pearl. Pearl's awful. Diamond and Pearl are fucking awful. I think they're boring to look at. Like, they look boring. They run like shit. The music's mostly boring. There's songs I like, but I don't remember a lot of the soundtrack. It's so fucking slow. There's weird decisions like the Pokédex being awful. There's like two fire type families in the whole dex. There's like weird omissions like the third evolutions don't aren't in the Pokédex. You can't use a huge chunk of the new Pokemon. So many of the Pokemon are post game only. I don't remember anything about this game. It's boring and forgettable to me. I don't know. There's good things. I like the physical special split. I like the new Pokemon. I like a lot of the features it has. The Pokédex is a cool use for the bottom screen. Um, I like the way it looks in battles, but just not in the overworld. There's good things about it. I just think they're awful. Like, it's admittedly because that Platinum is such a big improvement, but I guess we'll get to that later. Um, let's do Gen 1. It's okay. Like, it's aged like shit. It has not aged well at all. It's but that's part of the charm. Like it's glitchy, but like the fun of it is glitchiness and how jank it is and how weird it is. But I think it's boring. I Gen 1 just bores me, and I don't know if it's because the region's boring or if like I played it so many times, but like I just think Kanto's kind of boring as hell. And I this isn't Kanto's fault, but the fact that we keep going back there over and over, every character keeps talking about how great it is over and over. I'm just sick of Kanto so much that it's kind of soured my opinion on the other games that take place that are in that region. Like my opinion is just a bit soured, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I'm just so sick of Kanto that I just can't stand it anymore. I like all the new well, I like all the original Pokemon for the most part. Um, I like the way it looks. There's something charming about the sprites being janky and bad. Uh, there's not much I can say because it's just kind of a boring game to me, but it's fun. Let's get really positive. What's a game that I love that I can put up? I'm gonna put Black and White. I'm tempted to put top tier. I'm gonna put in great, but it's so fucking close. Black and White are so fucking good. I love all the new Pokemon. I love the way it looks. I didn't originally, but I've grown to love the art style and the graphics of this game. I love the region design. I love how varied it is. There's a city, there's ruins, there's a desert, there's a snowy place, there's a mountain, there's a volcano, there's all that. It's not one fucking style of location over and over. Love all the new Pokemon. I love all the quality of life features. The soundtrack's fucking 10 out of 10. I remember most of the cities and areas and regions of the area. I love the post game. It's an entire second half of the region. It's so cool. I love so much of the quality of life features, like TMs being infinite. The item sorting is done way better. There's a bunch of cool hold items. There's a bunch of cool new moves, and all the Pokemon are cool. I just fucking love Gen 5. Like, so fucking much. Um, let's see, what else can I do next? I'm tempted to do this. I'm tempted. I'm gonna, for the benefit of the doubt, I'm putting it in okay. I think Sun and Moon are awful, but I can see why people enjoy it. I can see the positives of it more than I can see the positives of Diamond and Pearl. I hate this game. I don't like most of the new Pokemon. I don't like... I like the regional forms as an idea. I don't like most of the regional forms in this game. I don't like the graphics. I think the music's forgettable. The region is bland and lifeless and empty. Every fucking route is just a straight line with some skippable, with easily skippable trainers and the occasional, like, cave. But it's so boring. I don't remember anything about, like, the dungeons. And the worst, like, I'm gonna say some positives. It's hard for me to say positives. I need to complain about this because this is a thing I have with this. The fucking cutscenes. I know there are people that like them, but they're so bad. The example I give is that you go to what is Aether Foundation. There's a cutscene. Like you talk to your rival and a cutscene happens. You go on a boat during the cutscene, so I'm not going to count that as a separate cutscene. But then you get off. I believe you walk down a hallway. Another cutscene plays where you're welcome to the Aether Foundation, and you're taken to a room. You walk down. You walk to find Lusamine or Lusamine, whatever. Another cutscene plays. You fight Nihilego. Another cutscene plays. You walk a few more steps to leave. Another cutscene plays. You're handed the Psychic TM in a cutscene. Then you get off the boat. You walk a few steps, a cutscene plays. You fight your rival, then a cutscene plays. And then after that, during the cutscene, you're told you need to go to the park or whatever to talk to the professor. You go to the park, a cutscene plays. I think you fight Guzma. You might not fight him. You might just talk to him. I don't remember. And then after that, a cutscene plays. The professor takes you outside of the park. And then finally, you can play the game again. That's like 14. That's like so many. That's like 9 or 10 cutscenes in a row, like in the span with like 5 minutes of gameplay in between. It's so much. Like, I get it. It's an RPG. There's lots of cutscenes, They're not skippable for repeat playthroughs. They're so long and wordy. Like, cutscenes, that shouldn't be a. Like, you should spread out the cutscenes a little bit more. I have never felt this way before, I think, on a Pokemon game. Maybe any video game where I beat Sun and Moon and my reaction was legitimately, oh, thank God that's over. Oh, thank fucking God that's over. It's over. And then I didn't want to play it again. I didn't want to touch it ever again. There's Pokemon games that I replayed over and over. There's been times where I beat Pokemon Black or whatever, and then my instant reaction is I want to do another run. I've done that with X and Y. I've done that with Platinum. I can't do that with Sun and Moon. It's so not replayable, and I feel even if you love the cutscenes and you love that it's more story based, you have to admit that it's not as replayable as the past Pokemon games. And replayability is a major aspect to Pokemon to so many fucking people. It's insane. Like, there's more I want to complain about. Like, there's weird ass things. They give you TMs that nothing learns. Like, Smart Strike. Like, I think I looked it up and like 12 Pokemon learn that move by TM or something. Why make it a TM if so few things get it? Like, the totems are a cool idea, but they're so fucking boring. Like, the puzzles are no more involved than a regular gym puzzle, and instead of fighting a gym leader or a gym team at the end, you fight a random totem Pokemon, and that's it. It's boring as hell. And they're so unfinished. You could tell that they were rushed and unfinished. There's sections of this game that are just unfinished. There's areas that you never go to. There's characters that show up out of nowhere and act like you met them a tons of times before. There's the fact that the end of this game is legitimately you walk up a mountain, the fairy trial is given to you for free, you walk 3 steps, there's the final totem, you beat the totem, then you're flown to the Victory Road. Victory Road is literally walking upstairs with like one trainer fight, and then you're in the Elite Four, you beat them, you're done. Like, there's nothing. There's no post game really. There's barely a post game at least. This game is unfinished and I can't stand it. But I get what people like about it. It tries to do something different. People like Z moves. I can see people being connected to the mythology of this region. I can see the cutscene approach, the more story-based approach, being a thing people like. I just don't like it. But I need to bitch about more stuff. But I don't want to stay here forever, so I'm gonna wait for Ultra Sun, for when I do Ultra Sun, and bitch then. Let's do a positive. Let's do a positive. I'm gonna put Emerald in top tier. Emerald's fucking perfect. I have issues with Gen 3. I'll get to that. But I love most of the new Pokemon. I love the way this game looks. Like, I think it still looks really cool. Like, this art style for the sprites looks really cool, and I love just the graphics in general. The level curve's fine in Emerald, not so much in Ruby, but eh. The level curve's fine in Emerald. There's a lot of stuff to do. It introduces the Battle Frontier, which is really cool and really just fun in general. I fucking love the Battle Frontier, dude. The aftergame's pretty good. Most of the new Pokemon are great. I love the starters. I think the evil teams are cool. There's just so much about it. I love the region. It has issues. Mainly, the Pokédex is a bit weird because, like, they have an Ice type Elite Four member, but there's only 2 Ice types. There's ways to fix that they could have done, make her from a different region, or just include 1, maybe 2 more Ice types in that cave. I get it's a tropical region, so there's not a lot of Ice types, but you could have done 1 more, maybe 2. Like, if Walrein's in here, you could put, like, Dugong in here for the similar flavor reasons. And the big thing, Gen 3 takes a nosedive after Gym 7. I've gotten used to the nosedive in terms of quality, but I can see other people not. I feel like it's not that it's too much water, it's that it's too much water at once. If they spread out, like if they give you Surf after Gym 3, and they just did like a water route every once in a while in between gyms, sure. But in this case, it's like 30 water routes in one go, one after another, after another, after another. And I get it's skippable, you can just go. But even if you do, A, you're missing out on a lot of training, a lot of items, a lot of TMs, a lot of new Pokemon. B, you're like, you have to surf and then dive underwater, bring like 4 HMs with you to go to this shitty cave, solve a bunch of annoying and unfun puzzles. then fight Archie or Maxie depending on what version you're doing, and it's kind of a bad final dungeon. And then after that you have to dive again, go to like an underwater thing, go to the city, and it's like the final city or whatever, and it's like it's bad, but I can look past it. It improves a lot of stuff from Gen 3 or from Gen 2, sorry. It improves a lot of stuff from Ruby Sapphire and fixes all the issues I really had with it. It's I really, really fucking love Emerald. I'm biased because I have nostalgia and I've played this game so many fucking times. Like, there's been times where I beat this game on an emulator and then replayed it like a day or two later and then kept doing that for like an entire week and played it 8 times in a row. I fucking love Gen 3. I love it. I don't know. I can't talk much more about it. It's just so fucking good. Um, let's see if we can find another middle tier game, huh? Um, tough. I'd say yellow's good. I think I like it more than red for the novelty of the anime stuff. It's just that, I don't know how to word this. It has issues. I don't like the starter being forced upon you to be Pikachu. A lot of the anime stuff's pointless. Like, they have Team Rocket, and you fight Jesse and James, which is cool, but their team, even at the end, is like coughing Meowth Ekans, and it's like, you guys are in the 40s. Why do you still have these fucking unevolved things? And I feel like they could have done more with that. It has all the same issues Red has, but I feel like the novelty of the anime references, getting all the starters is cool. Just a lot of the stuff in general being cool. Um, I feel like that makes up for me finding red boring. Like, yellow is at least a little more interesting than red and blue. There's less glitches, I guess, and some of the gym teams suck just for the sake of an anime reference, but at least they suck for a reason. Like, there's gym teams that are awful, which I'll get to in a bit later on in different regions, and they don't have an excuse really, but this one kind of does, at least. I just like it. I like the weird take on the rivals starters or whatever, where like what his Eevee evolves into is like a weird difficulty select that's hidden that a lot of people don't fucking notice. I just think that's really interesting. Uh, but yeah, I feel like the positives and novelty of yellow outweigh the boringness I find with Kanto. Sorry if I sound weird. I'm changing positions. Um, where do I want to go next? Hmm. Let's put Colosseum in awful. Like, I think it's really bad, but like, I can see the appeal, but less so than Sun and Moon. Like, it's just badly designed. The fact that there's shadow gates, barriers, whatever you want to call them, and to open their hearts, it takes so much effort and time that it's not worth it. It, like, the double battles is cool, but like, it doesn't add anything to me. There being so few Pokemon makes it way less replayable. A lot of it feels edgy for the sake of edginess and not self-aware at all. There's like there's a bunch of trainers that are awfully designed where like it's kind of cool they have strategies, but like a lot of the strategies is like Sand Attack, Sandstorm, double team over and over again and then just watch you die slowly. And it's just not fun. And I feel like the ending is too hard. Like I remember, like the final fight is like annoying, and it's a difficulty spike out of nowhere. It feels anticlimactic when you get to the end. It just I don't like it. There's so many things I don't like about it. It's cool to have a console Pokemon game. The idea of exclusively double battles is okay, but like I think I don't have fun with it usually. I've grown to dislike it a lot more in retrospect, where like I don't know. I beat it last year with my partner, and I thought it was fine, and my partner thought it was bad. I'm leaning more towards their opinion now that it's kind of really bad. Um, so this is the tough part. We're running out of positive games. We're running out of them. I'm gonna put Fire Red in good. I'm gonna move this around even though it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put Fire Red in good. For the third time, we're gonna talk about a fucking Kanto game. And the final time, I think. Yeah, because I'm not including Let's Go because I never played those because I hate them so much, like on principle. I think Fire Red's good. It is an improvement over red. I can understand people saying they prefer red and they find fire red to be a more bland version of it. But I don't know. I think it's good. I love the way this game looks. I like the visual updates to the region, even though it didn't make it less bland visually, I guess. It just made it look better. I like the that they included shit from like Gen 3 obviously and updated things. It's my preferred way to play Gen 1 most of the time. I like the addition of the Sevi Islands. They're not a great post game. They're not a great like, you know, I don't know, they're just not a great post game. They're not great additional content, but it's additional content and it's good enough. I just like a lot of the tweaks and changes they did. I don't know. I just find it the better version of Pokemon Gen 1. Not much else to say. Let's go to a negative. Hot take? Yeah. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are awful. They're fucking terrible. I can't stand these goddamn games. Okay, so, I guess I'll talk about the positives first. Dex Nav is great. Perfect. Love Dex Nav. I like a lot of the remixes. They did fix a few of the issues that Gen 3 has. Water surfing speed's faster. I love the Latios and Latias flying. I think that's genuinely really fun. Um, I love obviously the Gen 6 updates. I like the changeable bottom screens. I love the news thing at the bottom where they tell you what's going on in different parts of the region. That's a really cool organic way of telling you when swarms happen or where X is happening or when Y happens. All that cool stuff. Um, They tried with an after game, and this is the most they've tried with an after game in a long time. Uh, that's the end of the positives. I don't like the way this game looks. I don't like Brandon's redesign. Maze is okay. I don't think the chibi look of Gen 6 fits with Gen 3. Like, I kind of wish it wasn't in 3D and they instead did sprites, but I get why they didn't do updated sprites. I think it looks ugly because Gen 6's region was designed with the graphical style of Gen 6 in mind, whereas Gen 3's wasn't. So a lot of it just looks bad. I hate. Why is this game worse than Emerald? Why is it a worse version of Emerald? Like, it has less features than Emerald. It has less stuff than Emerald in general. It has no Battle Frontier. The gym teams were awful in Gen 3, in like Ruby Sapphire. Emerald fixed them. The remakes went back to the worst versions of the evil teams. Why are any gym leader teams and evil teams? Why would you do that? They didn't update movesets a lot and made them worse. What's the one that everyone memed about? Like Archie in his final fight, his Mightyena has like tackle, sand attack, and bite and no fourth move or something. And it's like, why is this bad? Why did you make the teams this easy? They don't have a lot of them don't even have foreign moves. It's insane. Like, I hate Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I don't like what they did to Emerald. Or what they did to Ruby Sapphire even. Like, I'd rather play Ruby Sapphire than Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I don't like the additions, a lot of the additions. There's weird shit, like they just hand a Latios or Latias to you for no reason. Like, partway through, and I don't understand. I get they wanted you to have the better fly thing, but why did... Like, why not just say you can't use the Latios and Latias in battle, but you could just call it because it trusts you that much but doesn't want to fight or something. There's got to be something, I don't know, I hate so much about this. I don't like that the experience share goes back, still uses the Gen 6 way of doing it. I don't like what they did to a lot of the region. Like, they made routes look boring and bland that weren't that way. Or whatever. Like, the route next to the fire gym, Fall Arbor, I think? Next to there. Like, the soot place, it looked like a really cool graveyard type place with like ash and dust everywhere. It looked like you were at a graveyard near a volcano and it looked cool. It doesn't look like that in the remakes. I hate these games. And I admit there's some bias because I love Emerald, but I legitimately feel Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is a worse Ruby and Sapphire in a lot of ways, but like I get that there's positives over Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think there are over Emerald. Like, I think Emerald is the top tier of these, and then Ruby Sapphire are second, and then Omega Ruby kind of is in the middle. It's like, I can understand, but I think I love I think I'd rather play Ruby or Sapphire than Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I just don't like a lot of what they did to the region, and I feel like Pokemon sucks with remakes in general, for the most part, but we'll get to more of that later, I guess. What's next? I don't know how I want to do this, because, okay, thinking. Platinum there. Okay, so this is, I'm running out of positives, I need to keep going to negatives. Heart Gold and Soul Silver is in okay. Uh, I don't like them, but they're close. They're so close to me liking them. And I'll put gold and silver in the same boat. Like obviously Heart Gold Soul Silver is better than gold and silver, but okay. Gen 2. I like the graphics of. I guess I'll start with the original. I like the graphics of the original. It has a charm to the sprite style they went with. Um, I like most of the new Pokemon. The rival is my favorite rival in the Pokemon series. Um, I love the post game idea, the idea of the post game. I love the music. I don't know if I said that or not. Uh, I like the fact that the types they picked for the gym leaders mean that if you look at both gens of gym leaders and Elite Four members, every type has been represented at that point. I like the new evolutions of older Pokemon. I like the region design. Like, I like the way the region is. There's just so much I love about this game. But legitimately, this game has a shit level curve. This game has some bad region design in places, or bad game design in general. This game has bad gym teams. This game has bad evil teams. And this game has like a lame post game. That's a cool idea. I guess I'll start at the top and say this game's level curve is shit. This game's level curve is bad. Why am I level 30 fighting trainers? You just beat the 6th gym. Your team is level like 29, 30, 31. You go to the Lake of Rage, you do all that, then you go to the rocket hideout in the city. That's under Lake of Rage. Not Celadon. I'm dumb. Cianwood. Uh, and then you go in there, and the trainers have a level 15 Zubat and a level like 14 Drowsy. You're double their levels. You're probably over double their levels. You get a pixel of experience points. If you need to train at any point, you can't do it. But who cares? You're over leveled anyway, right? And then a brick wall fucking hits you. And then you go to the final gym area, and they suddenly have level 40s. And you're like, they're suddenly 10 levels above me. I need to train, I guess. Like, but you can't because the rematch system is bad. And there's no way to train because the wild Pokemon are level 12 when you're level 30, and you're going to get pixels of experience points. So you're either over leveled because all the trainers are 10, 20 levels under you, or you're under leveled and you can't train to fix it. Why would you design it like that? I get the idea is that you can do gyms 5, 6, and 7 in any order you want, but I feel the positive of that is not outweighed by the negative of the level curve. And before you say anything about that, Gen 1, you can also do, like, after Lieutenant Surge, I'm pretty sure you can do Erica, Koga, Sabrina, and Blaine in any order you want. And you know what? Gen 1's level curve is mostly fine. There's small issues with it. There's some times where you do a gym later than you should have, and they're like level 30 when you're level 40, but for the most part, the level curve's fine. So what's Gen 2's excuse? Oh, there's a post game. Well, the issue is the post game goes up to level 60 or so. All they needed to do was increase the levels by 5 to 10 and make it 70 or 80 or so, and then you'd be fine. Bad. Gym teams, also bad. Like, why does Bugsy have a Metapod and a Kakuna? Why not a Spinarak and a Ladybug? Like, Spinarak and Ladybug are right there. They're weak bug Pokemon, but they're stronger than a fucking Metapod and a Kakuna. You know what I mean? Like, he only has Kanto Pokemon. I know one evolves into a Johto Pokemon, but he only has Kanto Pokemon. Why would you do this? Why does Morty have what is it? Ghastly Haunter, Gengar? Just make it Haunter Mischievous Gengar. That's still reusing a Pokemon, but just increase the levels to make up for the lesser Pokemon, and you're good. It's fine enough. Why does Chuck have Poliwrath and fucking Primate? That's it. Why not throw in a Hitmontop or something? Why does fucking Jasmine have two Magnemites that are at the level where they should be Magnetons? Why not give her a Magneton, a Skarmory, and a Steelix? That wouldn't have been too powerful or anything. You're at like Gym 6. You can handle that by now. Why does Price have a Seal and a Dugong? Why not give him a Jinx? Why not give him a Sneasel? Like, something. Why is this... Why are the gym teams so bad? And, like, there's weird design. Like, the example I usually give is that the first dungeon is a grass-themed dungeon when one of your starters can barely hurt grass types, and the Pokemon in that dungeon are double resist your grass moves, and the other one is weak to grass types. Why would you make a dungeon that early that's themed after a type that 2 of your 3 starters can't deal with easily? Like, why would you do that? I But that's Gold and Silver. The post game is bad too. I forgot to bitch about that. It's a cool idea. I love the idea of going to the first region again and all that. It's so small, it's so short, there's nothing to it. It is such a nothing post game. Like, the Pokemon you fight are weaker than the Elite Four there. There's like, it's so small. They dumbed down the region, they shortened it, the cutoff places. There's nothing to do in that region. It's just not good, but it's a cool idea. And I know what you're thinking. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are remakes. Did they fix all of these issues? No, they fixed some of them. The gym teams are still shit, and the level curve is still shit. But it pisses me off more because Heart Gold and Soul Silver are beautiful. They're legitimately beautiful games, and I adore the way they look. I adore the way they sound. I love how they fix the post game. I love so much about this. I love a lot of the quality of life features that are added to Gen 4. I legitimately think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the best looking Pokemon games, like visually. The sound effects are even good. The battles are snappy without being too fast or too slow. I think Gen 5 perfected that, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver did a great job at that too. But they didn't fix the level curve, and they didn't fix the gym teams, and they didn't fix the weird region design choices, and they didn't like fix a lot of the bad dex decisions, like most of the new Pokemon being in the post game. They kind of did with the Safari Zone, but it's not great. They kind of fixed the post game, but not by tons. And the worst part to me is that these are so easy to fix. All you have to do to fix the level curve: block C and Wood until you beat Chuck and Jasmine, increase wild Pokemon by 5 to 10 levels. That's it. Or have a good rematch system. This is the thing that I'm annoyed about. Gen 2 had a shit rematch system, but it's fine because it's the first rematch system. You had to wait for people to call you to have a rematch, and it would be some dude on Route 3, not 3, I guess, on like Route 30 or whatever, early game route, and then you would go rematch them, and they'd have like a level 12 Rattata, and you wasted your time. But it's fine. It's the first region with this idea. That's fine. Gen 3 fixed this idea. Gen 3 fixed the rematch system. Now there's a list of your callers. There's a red circle if they want a rematch. You can skim through them. You can call them to rematch them easier. Perfect. Heart Gold and Soul Silver went back to the worst rematch system. They went back to the worst rematch system. Why would you go back to the worst one? You fixed it, and then you unfixed it just to be faithful to the originals? The whole point of a remake is to take the originals and make them better. Fix the issues that people had while still keeping the vibe of the region and the game. Like, why does Pokemon not understand this? And I just don't get it. At least it's not like Omega Ruby. Like, I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver are probably better than Crystal, because they include crystal improvements, unlike Omega Ruby, which did not include Emerald improvements at all. I just hate these games because Heart Gold and Soul Silver are so close. They're so fucking close to being good. Like, they're so close, but they're not there. They're just not there. Let's get a little more positive. I'm gonna put Platinum in good. I'd say good. Like, I might want to put it in okay, but I think good is... It fixes a lot of the problems Gen 4 had, like Diamond and Pearl. I feel it's still kind of boring, but like, I like it more. I can easily play Platinum. Platinum is perfectly adequate. It is fine. I think it's good, but not amazing. basically. Like, I like the improvements. I just feel like the region is still a bit boring. The villain team is still a bit eh. Like, the region itself is kind of bland. It has some of the worst dungeons in the series. Like, fucking, I don't remember what it's called. The cave that's in the center of the region. I already forgot. That cave sucks, and I hate it. It requires so many of these places require so many HMs. It's not fun. It's not great, but like the new Pokemon are great. The music's better. I like a lot of the new arrangements. I like I like it more than Gen 4. The Diamond and Pearl Gen 4. I mean, I'd say it's good. Nothing amazing, but that's fine. Crystal. I already talked about Gen 2 enough. It's the same deal as that. That's easy. Um, let's see. XD's okay. I think it's an improvement. I'm not going to talk about this tons because this one's less fresh in my mind because my partner and I are done beating it again. But it's good. It's better than Colosseum, man. It learns a lot of the issues. It makes what's the word? Opening your Pokemon's hearts easier. It improves a lot of shit. It feels like they genuinely did see the complaints that Colosseum had and said, "Let's fix these." It just improves enough. It improves enough stuff. It's perfectly fine. It's a good game. I'd say it's fine. Like, I don't want to say it's good actually in retrospect, but like it's fine. I don't mind playing it. I wouldn't mind playing it again. It's just not something I'd clamor to play again. Um, how do I want to do this? I'm thinking negative, positive, negative, right? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. This is weird because I don't think that it's worse than Sun and Moon, but I think that it ruins the potential to fix Sun and Moon. It's the worst third version of a game that we've had so far. If you want to count it as one, I guess it is. And it just feels like a lazy, awful cash grab. Okay, so people argue that Emerald, Yellow, Crystal, all that shit, they're just copy paste of the game you already bought. They just have slight improvements and tweaks. I feel no, because all these games, the third versions, up until they stopped doing them, improved the original game. Emerald is a legitimate improvement over Ruby in almost every way. Yellow's a legitimate. Yellow's not really an improvement over Red. They're kind of coexist in a weird bubble. Crystal, I can guarantee, is better than Gold and Silver, in my opinion. Uh, Platinum's better than Diamond and Pearl. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is legitimately they copy pasted Sun and Moon, changed two things, and charged you 40 for it. This game fucking sucks. This game sucks. And it doubles down on so much of the shit I hate personally. It has more cutscenes. It sucks Kanto's dick more. It like it's even more boring because there's more areas, but they're so bland looking. They changed some of the totems, but they didn't change others, and like all of them are just so bland and forgettable and nothing. There's barely any changes. It's just Sun and Moon again. But like they charged you again for it. These are small updates. They did some small tweaks. It's lame as hell. I already hated that in the original Sun and Moon, your character was from Kanto. Spoilers for Sun and Moon, I guess. Literally goes to Kanto at the end. There's Kanto references everywhere. All the fucking Alolan Pokemon are Kanto. Like, there's so many references to Kanto, but this doubles down on it. This is like, let's do that, but there's also the Nugget Bridge, and like, a Nugget Bridge remake. There's like a fucking Vermilion Gem remake. I think a Gen 1 Gym Leader shows up or something. I hate this. This game sucks. I all my complaints about Sun and Moon are here. Just replay my Sun and Moon stuff, complaints, and then add on to the fact that they didn't add shit. They barely added shit at least. This is the same game. This is the same fucking game. They didn't do what Emerald or Platinum or whatever does, where they take criticisms and improve the game. They just made the same game again. They admittedly fixed some things. The end of the game isn't as rushed. There's at least a slight more of a post game. They added like a few new. I don't even remember if they did add new Galarian forms or Alolan forms. Sorry, they might have. You're given the totem Pokemon. That's kind of neat. There's some changes that improve the game, but not enough for this shit. Not enough to charge another 40 for this. Um, you guys saw it coming. I did a 28-minute video about this. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield are my most hated video games. I despise these games. I hate what they stand for. I I know you're gonna think like, oh Gio, you're just overreacting and over exaggerating. I fucking hate these games. They're hideous, they're lazy, they're lifeless, they're boring, they're just nothing. It it is clearly a rush job where they didn't. It's what I hate about the games industry, I guess. Like, it's clearly a rush job where they were not given enough time or money, but they had to force something out as fast as humanly possible to get it on the Switch and just threw whatever worked. And it doesn't work. This game is hideous. This game is lazy. There's nothing in this game. There's nothing to this game. All the new Pokemon, almost all the new Pokemon are forgettable. The region's forgettable. I don't remember a thing about this fucking region. I can't name one town. I can't name one town. And I can name some from fucking X and Y. And those are French names. This has no excuse. I don't like a lot of the additions. I hate the wild area. I hate the camping mechanics. I hate this game so much. I hate that the legendaries don't do anything and aren't important. I hate that the villain is nothing. He just appears in the last 5 minutes and is like, by the way, I'm the bad guy, or whatever. I hate his plans. I hate the way he looks. I hate the way this game looks. I don't like the music for the most part. There's some good things, good tracks in it, but it's not a great soundtrack. I don't like the way it runs. I don't like the post game. I don't like anything. I don't like the rival. I hate the starters. I hate this game. I hate Sword and Shield so fucking much that like they're my least favorite games of all time. Like, I would put these under awful if I could. I would put them in like next level awful, like an apocalyptic level of awful. I hate these games, and until I have to let's play them one day, I don't plan to ever play these fucking things ever again. Okay, and I'm ending it this way because I wanted to end on a positive note. Black and White 2, on the other hand, are the greatest games in the franchise and ones that I adore. I fucking love this game. I love everything about this game for the most part. I love the way it looks. I love the post game. I love all the additional content. Love the Pokédex, quality of life features. Love the soundtrack. There's so much stuff to do. Even outside of the main quest, which is a beefy quest with a lot of stuff in between so it doesn't get boring or repetitive. There's the Pokemon World Championships or tournaments or whatever. There's the Battle Subway. There's the White Tree Hollow or the black version of that. I've only played the white versions of that. There's like the Yancey trades. There's like a bunch of hidden areas. There's the whole other part of the region to go. There's new areas. There's post-game dungeons. There's like rematches with people. It's just so fucking good. I love the extra content. I love the Pokédex. I love how they streamlined things. I love that they changed a lot. It's not just a copy paste with two things changed. They added new gym leaders. They mixed up the order. They changed the order of where you go places. They added new areas. They changed the villainous team. It's not just a third version with nothing in it like Omega, like fucking Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are. It's an actual game. It's a better game than the Black and White, unlike Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is the same thing. I guess you could argue that game's better than Sun and Moon, but like I fucking hate it. It's just so fucking good. I could gush for hours about this fucking game, but I feel like I've been here for 43 minutes. I think we're good. Let me skim over this list. Is there anything I would want to change? Uh, Not really. I think this is good. Again, I know that you're gonna see that that I legitimately only consider 3 games in this entire franchise to be better than they're good, but I still adore this franchise. I played all these games a million times. I adore this franchise, so please don't think I don't. Um, I guess that's all. So I guess this is my definitive ranking. At least at the moment, at the current mindset that I have of all of the Pokemon games. At least all the mainline ones. I excluded some. I haven't played the Gen 4 remakes because I've heard they're next level bad and they're worse than Sword and Shield, and I don't want to put myself through that. Um, I haven't played the Let's Go games because I hate them on principle, and honestly, Sword and Shield made me hate this franchise's future. I don't trust Game Freak to make a tolerable game anymore. Therefore, I haven't tried Scarlet or Violet, even though I heard they're better than Sword and Shield. But whatever. So this is my ranking of all the Pokemon games. Let me know what you think in the comments below, I guess, if you give a shit about that. I know you guys are going to hate me because a lot of you are going to be like, why is Heart Gold down there? How could you like Gen 5, the worst games of them all, or whatever, but this is genuinely how I feel. Um, I guess that's all. See you guys later.